Hello everyone, this is Hossein Mokhtarzadeh. I would like to talk about OpenSim in Google Collab. First of all, I would like to thank all my co-authors and people who have really helped contribute a lot to this work so far. Our GitHub and SimTech link use OpenCollab, but we recently tried to use OpenSimColab from now on. So the whole idea is here. Basically, people talk about, oh, we share our codes or data freely available. Can you reproduce the results? So the whole idea is if you tell me you share these data and code, I'd like to reproduce them right away. And I would like to do it very quickly with zero configuration. So that's the whole idea. So simulation of biomechanics, if you do these type of things, you know that there's a lot of installation, different APIs, for instance, especially like for OpenSim, if you're working or other software is the same. It's not easy to collaboratively work even online. But we are introducing this OpenSim in Google Collab or OpenSimColab with zero configuration, nothing on your PC, just need internet and Gmail account, and you will run Python-based OpenSim simulations. So what is OpenCollab? What is Collab? Collab is Google Collaboratory from Google. So basically you can write, as I said, Python codes, execute there online, zero configuration. You have access to GPU, even TPU free, quite free. So there's other versions that you need to pay, but they're easily shared as well. So lots of people can use and using them. So for instance, one example is here. This is the environment for OpenCollab. So you can see you can just simply connect to the virtual machine, write your own code here, run it, and then share it. That's as easy as you can see here. But in the meantime, OpenSim so far has been on the PC. So you have a GUI, you have command line, and so on. These are different types of APIs. You can do different simulations. So what we have done is here. I'll go through the steps one by one, but this is the whole framework that we develop, from collecting data all the way to development of that to producing the results, etc. And OpenSim and different types of cloud-based environments. So you collect data. Usually what happens is like immerse dynamic type of things, and then you bring it to OpenSim using any type of package you like. But what we have done, we install it on Anaconda. And in the meantime, we have data in GitHub, like models, XML files, etc. We take all of them into Collab. We run them through the Collab, and then we run them. We do visualization, we do machine learning, all sorts of things you can do here now. So basically, what we have done here now is you do not need to use like MATLAB or even C++ or any of the things that you have been using. What you need to do is simply bring your data and use the type of codes or block of codes that we have created based on in Anaconda Cloud, and put your data. This is not just GitHub. You can just leave it in GitHub, your data, or if you want, you can even upload them as you wish. And then basically the rest is going to be done, just simple writing codes and using different packages of Python, basically, and then machine learning one, as you all know. So another example of usage of OpenSimColab would be, what we see it is a kind of dynamic kind of presentation versus static. So imagine if you are presenting, someone asking a question. So right away, you can actually manipulate your code quickly and then run it. So that would be amazing, right? So eventually, I'm hoping the presentations would look like that. Or another example that you figured it out by now probably is you can actually collaborate in a multidisciplinary area or collaborations, because these codes can be written by certain people like engineers or people who have got that background. But other people who may not have that background or coding or scripting, they can just use them. They can just run them without even knowing what underlying codes would look like, and even send comments, visualize them on the web. And as we said, there's no configuration and very minimal programming skills and no setup to run the simulation. And then from now on, imagine, so you don't have excuse basically that if you send the data or your work to someone, like you send it to me, I should be able to rerun it, or even your professor, your colleague. They can easily, if they use OpenSim, for instance, they can easily rerun it and they can get the same result that you have. Basically, what we have published here and what we have shared, and you'll see the publications. There are some online. You can find them. Everything, every graph or every single thing that we have in the paper, you can reproduce. I think this is the level of the transparency and the level of the reproducibility that I would love personally to see, not just reading a paper and not knowing what's going on, who's written the code, what type of code it is, what type of configuration I need to make here. Another major things that I sort of touch and based so far is here. Imagine you shared your data or your work as a paper, and that go through a review paper or someone reviewing as a peer review, for instance. Then usually if it is like in MATLAB or other things, and if they don't have access to it, they cannot rerun it. They so far, you share things, and the reviewers should sort of accept that that's everything. Every step is correct. But now you have a chance that you share it, you share the codes, and the reviewer can rerun every single thing. Every single graph can be reproduced, as you can see in our publications recently. So these are some demos that I'll show you quickly. We have quite many tutorials on YouTube, and the project link you can see on SimTech, the GitHub link you can see, and this is the framework, OpenSimColab. So we had it OpenCollab. So as I said, we changed the name recently. As we discussed with the OpenSim team, Dr. Ayman, and he suggested let's continue with OpenSimColab, and now it's a collaboration with him. And thank you very much. In the meantime, I'll show you quickly some of these links. So you can see here, we have basically on YouTube, you can see quite a lot of different things, how to set up, what is Collab, what is OpenCollab, etc. This is what I said, OpenSimColab website and the SimTech. And this is our GitHub. You can find quite a lot of things here and reproduce. You can read and follow the steps here. And I've written some stories here as well in kind of very simple terms that if you like 2 minutes or so. And the good thing about them they have got like how you scale, how to do this simple modeling. And at the end, if you go, we have here Jupyter Network. If you click on them, you can find everything that I talk about here, the codes and everything, and you can simply rerun them as you wish and even make changes. You can see all the codes here, basically the codes you can see everything run, and here is the code. Thank you very much for listening, and all the best. Looking forward to hearing from you, and of course seeing all your papers with this so that I can reproduce.